Hey, Jabari.
Yes.
Martha! 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 Martha!
Get your whiskey. Get your vodka. Get your coffee. Or you can do like me today and just have some cool H2O. But anyhow, join us for your new afternoon break. Your afternoon break. Pull up, please. Welcome to another episode of Salute the Real. I am your host, Brandon Cooper, and with me is my main man dressed in black, ready to conquer the world. And he's starting with Maynard, Texas. He's conquering the world. He's fighting crime. He's out there working the streets and figuring out the things that so many people want to know but have no way of figuring it out because they don't know the right people to go to and the right questions to ask. And they got the right man on the job. Mr. Do-Right. Mr. Do-Right, how you doing today, brother?
What's going on, everybody? I'm doing all right. I sound like Inspector Gadget.
Hey, man. Hey, you own it. You own it. So real quick, I saw the video of you asking some of the concerns that the city of Maynard is having. How'd you go about deciding to do that, and how's it going so far?
Okay, so I didn't do nothing.
Okay.
They hired a marketing manager to sit here and try to get more communication out to the public. And her idea was to start making videos, to start addressing concerns and everything that the public had. And since I was already doing a show with the mayor once a month, and she saw it, she says, well, why am I going to sit up here and ask these questions when somebody's already doing it? So she approached me. Her name is Ashlyn Taylor. She approached me and said, hey, would you want to collab with the city? And yeah, I was down for it because that's the main complaint I see is people don't know what's going on in the city and what's being done. I only had one stipulation to doing the show. I said I have to be myself, I have to be authentic, and I have to be real. Now I'm trying to be professional,
Right.
And I'm trying to watch my mouth. And sometimes watching your mouth is harder than
that
talking.
might be the problem for me.
But I want people, how I talk on my show, how I talk on here, is how I want to talk on there. Just being respectful for the platform.
Gotcha.
I'm not getting paid for this or anything else. And I thought that was important too. I don't want nobody sitting up here saying, "Oh, well, he's just a mouthpiece for the city." Nope.
Right.
I have a house right there in Maynard.
Right.
I deal with the same concerns as everybody else, and I want to know the answers. And I'm tired of sitting up here waiting for somebody else to get them.
Right.
So
Right.
that's what the deal is. So far, it's called Meet Maynard Mondays. This week is the second video that's come out, and I talked with the police chief about people's concerns about people speeding through neighborhoods trying to avoid traffic, and how they was going to combat that, and talk about other stuff. Just an example, people on Facebook talking about the grant. They thought that the city was giving out a grant on DUI stuff. And I was like, that doesn't even sound right, especially after I talked to the police chief. Because he, when you actually go to the source and start talking to him, you start really understanding what the problems are. And he said since Austin expanded so much and most people can't live in the city, they live on the outskirts of the city, but everybody still wants to go into the city to party. So on a Friday night, somebody go down to 6th Street or something, go get liquored up. Now they got to drive back home.
Yeah.
And that's going back to the suburb.
Gotcha.
And so a lot of people that living in Elgin and further have to pass through Maynard after they get through partying.
Yeah.
And so once people start moving out of Austin, the uptick in DUI started going up in Maynard. Because it's not Maynard residents that's sitting up here doing the drinking and driving.
Gotcha.
and most of it is on 290. So, I mean, I get it. That's why you see most of the police presence right there on the weekends on 290. It makes sense.
They definitely be there.
Yeah.
They definitely be there.
But if you don't really put things in perspective, then he's like, oh, what the hell? They just trying to ticket everybody so they can generate revenue. And it's like, sure, but you see how many overturned cars and wrecks is on 290 on
Right.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night.
Gotcha.
You know, so I think putting everything in perspective is the first step of positive and effective communication. You know, so I'm glad to be a part of that.
It's a good deal. It's a good deal. A lot of people don't know. You brought that up before, and you mentioned it before. A lot of people don't know, include me. You know, the right people to go to a lot of times when it comes to specific concerns that they have in the community. So having somebody to ask those questions and put that information out there, I think a lot of times, you know, is extremely valuable. Not only for concerns that they want to know in the present time, but also to understand who's in charge
Yeah.
and the
And
people
put a
that you're
face to it,
voting,
the name.
the people that you're voting for,
Yeah.
the people that you that represent you, that should be addressing these issues. And if you don't feel like they're addressing these issues, I think you need to know those things. So I mean, you know, when voting time comes up again, you know what to ask, you know who's in charge of it, and if this person that was there previously, you know, was not taking care of business, you know, maybe you need to listen to the next person and see
Yeah.
what their plan is to address those issues that you have.
That's what happened with the school board when Texas Coalition for Change reached out to me.
Oh man.
And I did the interviews with the school board candidate.
Yeah.
It wasn't just a name on the ballot. You got to see who these people were, what they
Yeah.
were about, their background, and listen to them talk. Because a lot of times you can really figure out who somebody is just by listening to them talk.
Right.
You know, and everybody that I interviewed got elected in. I reached out to everybody, and not everybody will sit down and talk with me.
Yeah.
And it's funny, the ones that didn't talk with me
Uh-oh.
are the ones that's not.
Uh-oh.
I'm not saying I got people elected,
Right.
But
But
when
I
you see
understand.
people
Yeah.
and hear them for what they trying to say, you can tell character when people talk.
Right.
So I think that makes a big difference. And I just wanna sit up here and get that out there. And you might say, well, why are you the face of it? Why didn't you find somebody? Because I think I'm the perfect representative of the community. Because I don't know shit. I'm not a journalist. I didn't go to school for this. I'm just
A
like
taxpaying
you.
citizen that's concerned about the things that are going on in the community.
And I'm going to
That's
ask the question the
perfect
same way
person.
you're going to ask the question.
That's the perfect person, in my opinion. They are supposed to be representing you. So I feel like that's the perfect type of person. Somebody that is affected by the decisions that these people make or don't make in the community. So yeah, I think that's the perfect person to ask the questions, in my opinion. You know, and somebody that's gonna be fair. You know, be fair. And like you said, respect them and let them, you know, truly answer the question and then allow the people that are hearing it to make their decision based off what they're hearing. So
because that's one thing I don't do. That's
I don't
the bad
sway
thing
one
with
way or the
news.
other. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to do that.
The
you know?
news went from reporting what's happening to giving you an opinion.
Gotcha.
You know, with the talking heads and well, what you think about this situation?
Yeah.
Like I don't want to do that. This,
Right.
Hey, what's the deal with this?
Right.
Okay. And, so are you saying this? What about this? That's all I want to do.
Right.
Because I want to know, when I'm asking that question, I'm listening too, because I don't know what the hell's going on either.
Right. Gotcha.
So, yeah, that's why I do it. And I think this is important. And, you know, I got this hat on and these glasses and shit, right? I drove over here like this. I went to the post office like this. Like, this is who I am. I say Mr. Do-Right, but Mr. Do-Right is just as much a part of me as Kevin Stewart is. So I'm not putting on a show. It's not an act. It's not a persona. This is who I am, right? And I don't want people to get confused. I don't turn off this camera and then I go put on my street clothes and I'm like, okay, now I'm back to who I was. Now you'll see me in HEB just like this. And I just want people to understand because when I did the when we went and recorded the videos for the Meet Mania Mondays, and my intro is welcome to Frontline Mania. I'm your host Kevin Stewart, Mr. Do-Right, if you did not know. And when she heard that, she said, "Oh, I don't know if we can say that." I'm like, "Say what?" "Oh, well, that Mr. Do-Right, that doesn't sound professional." I'm like, "Well, why does that not sound professional?" I said, "A question." I said, if Jay-Z came up here and Jay-Z said the same thing, "Oh, welcome, this is Jay-Z," would you stop Jay-Z and say, "Oh, man, I don't know if that's appropriate"? No, because that's his brand. You know him by that.
Right.
And I guarantee you right now, if you type Mr. Do-Right in Google, you're going to see this face. So that is my brand. That's who I am. So that's what I'm combating.
Okay.
But I wanted to be clear that I'm being myself at all times. And what I say, I back up what I say, and I'm responsible for the words that come out of my mouth.
Salute the real. I mean, ain't nothing else to say about it. Salute the real. Okay. Before we get to our topic, I just want to say shout out to all the kids, parents, coaches that performed this weekend at Texas A&M.
Okay.
Huge meet, amazing, gifted kids down at Texas A&M this weekend for that meet. I had a few kids to go down. Of course, I'm always, excited to be in the mix of so many amazing coaches and parents that are pushing and really putting in the effort to get their kids this experience, to get their kids these opportunities to excel at such a high level, to perform in events that are going to either teach them, exactly what it is to do it with the dogs, and challenge them to work harder, or make them realize that maybe this might not be
For me.
for me at this level. But either way, you're gonna learn. You're gonna learn when you're performing with dogs like them. And I mean, it was some absolute dogs down there. But I want to shout out to coaches. There's several coaches. I could go through the names, but I won't waste time doing that. But you know who you are. If you were there, some coaches watch the show. We'll appreciate them. Shout out to all the people that have been watching the show. Thank you for all the comments, by the way, that we got from the last show. I got a lot of inboxes about that show, and so we'll have some of those. We'll have some more of those type of shows. Where we talk about some of that good stuff like that. But I just want to make sure that I remind people that because I was able to really sit back, because I only had a few kids. I only had 3 kids competing this weekend, so I was able to really sit back and just watch some of these kids that are really on their shit and really handling their business do their thing. And I'm gonna tell you, man, it is I took a deep breath, because it's truly a breath of fresh air to witness kids that are in full control. I mean, that are mature, that are responsible, that are handling their business. I saw kids, and I mean, when you see these kids, you understand why they're some of the top athletes in the country. You truly do understand that when you see these type of kids, because these kids walked in, they had their stuff, they had their bags, they had their food. I'm watching these kids. I mean, they got their warm-ups on. They doing everything that the coach. They go out there, they warm up like they supposed to. They walk back in. They keeping their warm-ups on. They keeping their bodies warm. They're bringing out their snacks. I'm watching some of these girls down here, and by the way, these girls are some of the top athletes in the country. Matter of fact, they're probably number 1 and number 2, and there's a couple more with them that are elite as well. I'm watching these girls. I was watching them. Some of them down there had a snack little snack pack and stuff. They got all their little snacks in it. And I mean, you just watching them and you could tell like their parents aren't bringing all this stuff over there for them. Their parents aren't telling them you need to get outside and warm up. You need to get outside and stretch. You need to get outside and do this. Make sure you get your clothes on. Make sure you put your clothes in your bag. Don't forget your warm up clothes. Put them in your bag. Take your shoe, your spikes. You ain't got enough spikes in your spikes. They ain't telling them that shit. These kids are on top of their stuff. And you see, when you see kids like that, I'm telling you, it's a breath of fresh air because kids today, we say it all the time, kids today are extremely coddled. And it's so much different from our era when we were growing up, where we had to figure out a lot of things out. With the help, with the support, you got a lot of kids in today's generation that are just looking at you for every single thing, and they seem like they can't do nothing without you being right there, that parent or somebody being right there by them. They'll just nerve up and just forget everything that they're supposed to do. Not these kids that I saw. These kids were on point, and it is a blessing to see. I wish them nothing but luck. And it's encouragement for coaches like me who definitely have good kids. I got good kids, no doubt about it, on my team. I got good kids, but I talked to some of the parents, from the team, and I was telling them about some of the same stuff that I'm bringing up now. And it reminds you of the work that you need to do to wean your kids off the breast. You got to wean them off. You got to get them off this. Mama, you got to get them out of here. Give it back to daddy. Give it back to the dad. Get the kids off of this, okay? Daddies, stop holding their damn hand. Coaches, stop holding their hand. I'm speaking to myself too. Trust me. I learn every time I'm in environments like that, guys, because no matter how much I have accomplished, there are coaches out there that are doing some things that are on a whole nother level from me when it comes to the kids that they're working with and what they're accomplishing with those kids. And I tell you, I was blessed to see it. And sometimes you just gotta let loose and back and trust that the training that you have put in place for these children is going to show when it's time to compete. You gotta sit back and let them do their thing. And I watch these coaches sit back. All right, man, half them coaches were sitting around shaking hands and talking to parents and talking to other coaches, and they having a good time. They wasn't worried about nothing. They wasn't paying them kids no attention to them kids were getting on that track ready to run. And so I just really was grateful to be in that environment and see, kids that are getting it. So I'm telling y'all all this ain't about track right now. It ain't necessarily about track. This is more so about the ones that kind of think like me. That kind of really at times feel like, golly, man, these kids, they some ain't quite just circling all the way around. And I want you to know that there are kids out there, we are wrong. There are kids out there that are not only going all the way around, it's going around to a level to where these kids are going to end up getting a full ride to college, and they're going to have money sitting in an account waiting on them when they get out of college, because these kids are going to get NIL deals. It's real. It is real. These kids are on top of their stuff. And so there is hope. There is hope for all the parents that are feeling like, Lord have mercy, these kids ain't got a chance today. No. There is hope. There is a lot of hope still, because we are seeing some kids out here that are handling their business and doing what they're supposed to do. So I definitely wanted to share that with you guys. Our next meet will be down in Houston this coming up Sunday for the Joe DeLoach meet. I have my younger kids, my 14 and under kids down there. So y'all pray for us. We'll finish this week of practice off and head down there this weekend to take my baby badgers down there and see what they can do down there on that end. So,
How did
so
your kids place at Texas A&M?
placing wasn't too bad. I mean, it wasn't great. I had 2 freshmen and a sophomore run, so they babies. So I mean, they're not gonna be up there at the top. There are some freshmen that can run like that in this country. Don't get me wrong, in Texas, but mine aren't those. But we placed. I can't remember the exact numbers, but we were down. Like each one of these events had like 260. 270, kids in them, and we was probably like I know one was in the 90 range, or was something, and another one was right in the early hundreds. So we're doing good. We're fine. We're right in that mid range area. Where I would expect them to, kind of be. I'm not really worried about the place, more so about how they ran. My boys, they got a lot to do. One of them choked pretty bad on me. Another one is still learning. The girl did very well. She did very well, considering that she hadn't had a lot of practice up to this point. And so she's very excited right now, and what she can do coming up with these next meets and this season. And she also got a chance to really watch some be around kids like those kids that I'm talking about that are they in here. This is what they do. They're not playing no games. They don't just come out, practice a little bit here and there, start practicing in November or whatever, and then no. These kids been doing this since September, October. I mean, some late August. These kids ain't playing. This is what they do. Okay. This is what they do. Like they're going for the gusto. They're trying to go get it all. So, it's just how bad do you want it? And I'll be honest with you, none of my kids want it that bad right now. They don't want it that bad. They're dedicated, but they don't want it that bad yet. So it's just about getting to the point to where they understand the dedication that you got to take it to a whole nother level to get where these kids are at.
You have to have the mindset that you're already at that top level.
Yes.
At the lower level.
Yes, you got to feel like
I'm working my way up.
You got to feel like you are the best. You got to feel like I have a chance to be elite. And I don't throw that word around lightly. I say we got good athletes. I say we got good kids. You hear me all the time say, I got good kids. I got real good kids that are going to end up getting a scholarship. What kind of scholarship you get is the question. Are we talking about 25%? We talking about 50%? We talking about 60, 70? We talking about full? Oh, full, really? Okay. Well, if you talking about full, you want an NIL deal? Oh, really? Okay. Well, you want an NIL. See, now this goes from, I'm not going to go kick it with my friends this Thursday. Oh, I'm not going to go to the basketball game to see this little boy I got a crush on because I got business to take care of.
Right.
See, that's where it changes. You got to accept the fact that you have a job to do that is going to better your life. You are focused, you're dedicated, you on point. And so a lot of the things, you're going to sacrifice some of the things that some of these kids are out here doing. But I would tell anybody this. If it's something that you want that bad, when you're finally done, when it's all said and done, are you going to be sitting there saying, I wish I would have hung with my boyfriend? When you sitting there signing this paperwork that says I get to go to the school of my choice for the next 4 years for the free, and it's gonna be a little money put in a side bank account for me. Are you gonna be sitting there worried about? I'm not gonna sit here and say you won't, but I'm gonna sit here and say that you are justified in what you did and you should be proud of that? Absolutely. Absolutely. Because you're doing something that most kids will never get the chance to do. Never get the chance to do. Most adults never got the chance to do. If you got the parents that are doing this for you, most of them didn't get the chance to do this. There are some of them that probably ran at a higher level, no doubt, But most of them didn't get the chance to do what you're doing now. So you should feel amazing and respected in the field that you're in because you did the work to take yourself to the next level, and it helped you pay for your education while also providing possibly some financial benefits in the end that will help you during your college career possibly, and also after college. So I think that it all comes down to being mature enough to understand your athletic ability, understanding what you bring to the table, understand what's on the table for you if you take all those things that you possibly bring and give it everything you got to make sure that the world knows who you are and what you're capable of doing when that gun fires. And that's on the kid. That's on the kid. That's on the kid. One thing I've learned over these years is that I no matter how much of an opportunity I feel like it is, I and all the rest of the coaches and even the parents cannot want it more than that kid. That kid gotta want it more than all of us, or it's a waste of time.
Right.
They're not gonna do it.
Right.
We mess around and get. There have been situations where we got the kid there with a scholarship, and they fucked it off because it was all of us that was wanting for the kid, and the kid didn't want it as bad as we did. And that's something that, you know what I'm saying, you learn over time. You learn over time that it's not going to work that way. You're hoping that if we can just get them there and they can see it and they can see the opportunity they got, maybe, you know, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You can wish in one hand, shit in the other when you see which one fill up first. You said a mouthful. And you know that trait carries over to adulthood, because there's a lot of people. You were saying it the other day with the New Year's resolution stuff.
Yeah.
You want something, but seem like people around you want it for you more than you want it.
Yeah.
And then you wonder why you didn't get it.
Yeah.
So that's how you know who you pour your support into. How bad do they want it?
Well, I'm glad you brought that up.
Okay.
Some way you always tend to lead me into what I want to talk about for the day.
I think you lead me into it, and then I say it, and then it's like, it's funny you say that.
I'm glad you led me into this because I was sitting back and day before, I was listening to Percy Miller, Master P.
Oh, okay. Master P. He's still around.
Yeah. Master P is legendary, still doing business, doing good, you know. And I was just listening to an old video. This is an old video. This was him, and he was talking to a person about his relationship with Romeo.
Okay.
Which Romeo is his son. And Romeo had basically, was basically complaining about revenue that he did not receive
Okay.
for services rendered, music, and said that his dad had used his money to get him out of tax trouble and all this kind of stuff. This is a little while back, but it came up in my it came up in my algorithms, and I was listening to it, and it's funny that when you talk about Master P, you're talking about somebody that came up rough.
Mm-hmm.
Came up, you talk about the Calico projects, all that. If you listen to his story, his brother is, I think he's still, C Murder's still in prison, isn't he? I think he's still in prison. They came up rough, but they got to, I mean, Master P had a real nasty breakup. I think he had a daughter that died behind drugs. He accused his wife of being involved with drugs, doing doing their nasty separation. You know, it was just Master P has been through a lot. He's really been through a lot. He's well respected in the music game. He's also respected on the hood side of things for not backing down from a lot of people. The story, of course, with Suge Knight, when Suge Knight said that, you know, California or whatever ain't big enough for both of us, somebody's gonna have to move. And Master P replied, so when you moving? You know, I mean, so during the time when Suge Knight was looked at as a demon, as it's a bully, and that a lot of people didn't want to deal with, you know, Master P took on Snoop Dogg and helped Snoop Dogg to get back on his feet and offered him so much more than what he was getting with Death Row. And so Master P is known for a lot, you know, No Limit, and I mean, they had a hell of a run during their time with some outstanding artists. You know, I think most people from our era, you know, would agree with that. Okay, so Romeo, you know, you got this kid, kind of same like T.I. and King and, you know, his son King. And I mean, you got so many of these situations where, you know, Magic Johnson and his son, which is a different type of situation, but still you got these situations. These men have come out of hard times, difficult times, to make something of themselves. And then their offspring, who is fortunate enough, Tommy Baker said Master P funded 50 Cent's first tour. Okay. So I mean, there you go. I mean, yeah, and I have heard that, Tommy. Good point. And so, I mean, just multiple things that Master P has done. And so you get these men that brought themselves out of wherever they came from, however they did it, you know, because I know some of them were involved in the streets and all that kind of stuff, you know. But their kids are now living a lifestyle that is 100%, you know, better than their fathers ever could have imagined. Okay. And now you got these children that are in ways turning on their parents because they feel they have been mistreated in some form or fashion. And so what I want to talk about is the worst backstabbing coming from our own kids.
Well, So what exactly was said between Master P and Romeo?
Oh man, they had a real blowout. They had a real blowout because Master P, Romeo felt like his daddy was basically withholding and stealing money from him. He felt like he did not get paid. He felt like he didn't get paid at all. You know, there are a lot of men. Yeah, now Magic Johnson, for example, and I'm just using that as one example. There's multiple that I have, you know, but Magic Johnson, for example, now Magic did good. He said he was gonna love his child regardless. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't gonna, you know, I know he talked about it being a little different at first, but his son is gay and his son is big. I look like he's taller than Magic. Okay. You know, and a big gay son. I mean, and flamboyant with it. Okay. You know. And so with Magic being the man that he was and how athletic he was, how gifted he was, how much a man's man, you know, even being out here involved with a lot of women, you know what I'm saying, to the point where he actually got sick, you know, and of course he got treatment for it and all that kind of stuff. But, you know, then your son comes out and turns the page and is completely, you know, he decided that he's gay. You know, I mean, he does not want to follow in the footsteps of his dad. He doesn't want to be the man that his dad was. Matter of fact, he wants to dress and look and act as a female. You know, And I'm not saying that's what he wanted. That's who he is. Obviously, Magic, by the way, said that his son was playing with dolls when he was a little boy. He knew that his son was different from the average kid. He knew that he was not the same. He knew that something was different. And so some men, I'm not saying Magic took this way, but some men would look at that as like, I'm being my greatest failure. Out of all the success I had, my greatest failure, is the fact that I wasn't the father that I needed to be to make sure that my son, came up being the type of man that I wanted him to be. And I know those are two totally different stories. I know. But I'm just using all these stories as an example of these powerful black men that have done amazing things that you're hoping to have your kids come up behind you and be able to do some more powerful things, even better things. Because that's what we all want ideally, if the kids are capable, and you would like to see your kids not have to go through, I think most people, right, would like to see their kids not have to go through some of the struggles that they went through, would love to see their kids come up with some of these black people that I'm talking about finally have the ability to leave their kids with some type of trust fund or something that starts them off better in life than we ever started off. And yet you got Master P's son. You got Will Smith's son. You got multiple kids that you're watching at that level, and that thing is still happening on our level as well. We're looking at these kids and we're wondering if they're grateful for anything that we're doing for them or we have provided for them. Are we being backstabbed, or are we being hurt the most as adults by our own children?
No.
No?
No.
Okay, go ahead.
Because what it sounds like is what we want actually is clones. We want little us doing the same thing we doing and then get older and just be us instead of our kids. And I think it's interesting. We want better for our kids.
Right.
But then we feel backstabbed because our kids had better? I mean, what you go through is who you are. That's what makes you. If you like that saying I always say, hard times make hard men. Yeah. Hard men make soft times make soft men. I mean, that is basically what we doing every generation. And so I don't understand what anybody's looking for. Like with that Master P example, if that was Master P and his father was financing and putting them on game and everything, and if Master P felt like he wasn't getting what he deserved, would he say something to his dad? It's like, that's your son, that he's been around you and he's picked up a lot of your ways and he's calling you out. Is that seems like the ultimate what's the word? Praise, because you created this business person that's saying you ain't giving him what he deserves.
Yeah, and that part we don't know. We don't know that.
We don't know.
We don't know. And being fair to Romeo, I'm saying being fair to Romeo.
Yeah.
We don't know whether he received his money or not. He might have a valid point.
Right.
We don't know.
But at least he's recognizing it. He ain't some little. You know what I'm saying?
But it's almost like And I know I want to be careful with this because I don't want to sound like one of these people that say, for instance, that college kids shouldn't receive NIL deals because they're going to school for free. You know how much money they get for going to school for free, because that's bullshit. Because you got all these old white men that have been making billions of dollars off these kids for life. So I want to be careful because I don't want to sound like one of those people. But Romeo, you're being raised by a millionaire. You're living a millionaire lifestyle, and for you to on the flip side, this is on the flip side now. On the flip side, I'm thinking, Romeo, you're being raised by a millionaire. You're living a lifestyle that most kids will never see from the beginning of their lifestyle. I mean, from their life to the end of their life. They will never see the life that you lived. And you mean you complaining to your daddy for a few?
Yeah, but
I get it. That's one side. I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm not saying that Romeo is wrong to say that he deserves whatever money that he believes he's owed, if that's true. I'm not saying that. I want to make sure y'all understand. I'm not saying that. But it's you know, they kept showing Master P just looking at him like damn, dude. Like, I mean,
look at all that I done for you.
like, damn, dude. Like I
see, but that's rough though. Like, let's take two separate father-son scenarios. Just scenarios. Both of them are rich, but the one son is not contributing at all. He's just absorbing, living a lifestyle. But then you have another one that's actually contributing and contributing into the family. Can both fathers say the same thing? Look what I've done for you. I mean, if that one son that's sitting up here working for the family, like the Jacksons. Master P made money off of his son.
Was Romeo that kind of talent though? I don't know.
He had a music career and a television career.
He did, but
that's still making money. It doesn't matter. He was making money.
Well, okay. Well, let me ask you this. Was from what you remember now, and to be like, again, let's be fair to Romeo, because I don't remember. I remember Romeo's music, but I don't remember it. To me, that says a lot.
Oh yeah, he was.
And I love playing old music. Yeah. You know, so to me, I still play some Bow Wow, but I don't play no Romeo. Yeah, so I want to be, and I still play Jackson 5. So don't dare bring Romeo up.
I'm not comparing Romeo to Jackson.
Don't dare.
I ain't saying that.
Don't even mention them in the same sentence. Don't even mention Jackson 5 and Romeo in the same
Romeo
sentence.
had a CD. Romeo had a music career.
However
short or low selling it was.
Sir Coop had a CD too. Had a whole lot of them.
Yeah.
But I sure wouldn't put myself on no goddamn stage. I wouldn't even put myself on stage with Romeo. But what I'm saying, is the reason I can't put myself on the stage or in a conversation with Romeo because of Master P. Because Romeo, here's the deal. Are you a good enough talent? And honestly, I don't think he is. Are you a good enough? I see him in a lot of movies on Tubi now. Are you a good enough talent to where if your dad was not your dad, would you have gotten these opportunities? Now, we can't answer that.
Yes, we can.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, he would not have a CD. He would not have been on any of those TV
I'm not
shows.
saying he would have acted. I don't know if he would have ever got to the point with acting.
No.
But I am saying I do not believe Romeo would have been doing music if he was not raised in the family of No Limit.
Right.
I do believe that. He might have did some music like all of us did, around here and around there.
By nobody outside.
But it would have been selling out the trunk. It wouldn't have been anything that would have been distributed across the world. Right. So with that being said, I hear him. I hear him loud and clear. I respect the fact that he was saying that I deserve this because I should have, I'm assuming, had a contract in place that said I get this, and this, right, just like everybody else.
But then that's a fucked up situation because here you got little Romeo being thrown into this business situation. Who has his best interest at heart?
Shit. I guarantee you his daddy already gave him things that went that were not in no contract. They were not in no contract as far as everything that he was getting along the way. And it comes down to now, it's like, okay, or do we have a child support issue where I got a certain amount that because that's what it feels like.
Where's the cutoff at? From the parental
Do I
and
do
the
it?
business
Yeah,
side?
do I not do nothing else with you on the parental side? Like I don't know. Like what am I supposed to do
And
here?
that's the
If
that's
you're
the
trying to
line
say
that's
that
so
all your
blurred.
money is your money and I should not touch any of your money, I want to know. I want when Romeo says that, I want to know if Rudy Hustable thought the same way. I want to know if
Oh,
it,
probably because I don't even blame the children. You have to blame the parents because the parents blurred that line. Because you want to be manager and you want to be parent. Because Bow Wow ran into the same problem because his mom was his manager.
Okay.
Gary Coleman ran into the same problem. And you keep hearing these stories over and over when these kids ain't got no money left over because their parents mismanaged everything and now they adults and ain't got shit.
right.
So it's like I can't blame Romeo because once he gets old enough, then he's responsible for himself. But the work that he put in the past, he ain't got nothing from it.
But the difference is his family already had money.
No, fair enough.
Compared to probably what Rudy or Gary Coleman or Webster or you know all them childhood actors and actresses, maybe they didn't have any money and the child was the significant breadwinner of this family who made this money and the family was living off this child's money.
Like the Jackson Five.
Yeah, okay, there you go. and that's possible. And so I get that. But are we saying so the difference would be with Romeo's is this man when he looked at to me when I saw Master P's face. This man, and I brought up the Suge Knight thing for a reason. That's just one example of of some. When the Suge Knight thing came up,
He didn't flinch.
he didn't.
Right. I got you.
If anybody moving from Cali, when you moving, that's what he said. He
But
told
when
us.
his son said
But
it,
when it's
he looked at Saul.
there was a hurt.
Yeah.
There was a hurt there. There was a hurt there, and that's the reason why I'm asking: does the stabbing from your child hurt more than any other like backstab that you're gonna ever feel? Like, does that put you in a situation where you're almost at a loss for words? Because you can't, if you are that true loving parent and you're not going to go over there and knock the shit out of your kid, or you're not going to talk to this kid like he's some Negro out in the streets, like he would have talked to Suge Knight, for example, what do you do? What do you do?
Unconditional love only goes one direction.
Ooh.
I mean, you're gonna always feel
Ooh.
backstabbed.
Say that again.
Unconditional love only goes one direction,
It's called unconditional love.
and you're gonna have that for your kids.
Okay, so
but your
there go
kids
another
don't have
question
it,
then.
Have it for you.
Do we truly have unconditional love?
For
then?
our kids, we do. As parents, we have it for our kids. It's
Do
not,
they-
It's not returned.
I was about to say, okay,
That's why I said one
do they
direction.
have unconditional love for us?
No,
Why?
because we making the sacrifice for them. They're not making the sacrifice for us.
Okay, so let's talk about some of the reasons why. In today's world,
Okay.
because Romeo grew up in more of a technology-based world. He
Yeah.
was he was growing up in the. Okay, so here we go. Has this world created instant gratification? Meaning, like for example, his situation, technology provides immediate access to information and entertainment, creating expectations for instant results. Are kids not willing to work as hard or be patient for things now as maybe in the past because they're seeing things now in a way that we just could not see them, with all the information that is out now?
Yes. I mean, I remember as a kid, if I needed to look up something for a report for school, I had to go pull out that big ass encyclopedia. You remember? Flip through one page, and then it didn't even have that much information about it. And now I'm trying to write a 2-page report on some shit that's 3 paragraphs in this book. right? Where today these kids can sit up here and get a plethora of information about any subject. And now today they got AI that would take all that information, boil it down to where not only you understand it, hell, it'll write the paper for you. So yeah, we live in a world of quick gratification.
Yeah,
but
instant
that's the
gratification.
world we created. We can't be mad that they are like this.
No,
if it's the world we
no,
made.
no, no. I'm not mad at it. Technology
Yeah.
is a beautiful thing.
It's
just
different.
is it being utilized in a way that
Is it
it almost lies to our kids. It almost
'cause
lies to
life
our kids
is
because
about life.
it makes things seem a lot easier and a lot more. It makes it seem like these things should be theirs now, and they shouldn't have to wait for these things. They shouldn't have to put in a certain type of grind for these things. I see these things, and I see all these kids on TikTok with these things now. I want these things now, and therefore the satisfactory outlook on things, or the appreciation, the better word, of what is being provided to you is not there.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because you ain't got to work for something you don't appreciate it. Like your first car.
Yeah.
If you was out there busting your ass or working a full-time job and maybe a second job just to save up enough money to get that car, and it's a
Yes.
hoopty,
Yes.
you appreciate
I
that.
love that old Grand Prix I had. I loved it.
But
Put me some paint on that bad boy. Put me some rims in it. I had me some music.
and it was yours.
It was my, God damn it.
Right. But if your parents sit up here, take you down to the dealership, buy your brand new car off the lot, give you the keys, and here you go, son. What did you do to deserve that, to earn that?
And do you feel it like they really do appreciate it?
No, because they don't take care of it. They will tear it up. I mean, but I don't think that's this generation. I think that's anybody that's handed anything.
Did we see as many examples of this?
Or coming up?
Yeah, as
in
we
the
do
past?
now.
No, because things are totally different than it was in the past. Let's just keep it real. I know. President Trump talks about bringing manufacturing back to America, but who trying to work in a factory?
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? When you got millions of people that want to be content creators.
Yeah.
You know,
sit at the ass on a computer.
Yeah. Who's trying to do manual labor anymore? And
The people that they trying to get out the
yeah,
country.
and that's what I was about to say. Now you got companies that do the jobs of manual labor. They hurting about to go out of business because now they ain't got nobody to work those jobs. Because Americans don't want to work those jobs.
Right.
You know, why was the push to go to college, to have all these educated people? It wasn't to go work manual labor.
Right.
So, yeah, we have a society that don't appreciate stuff because we do not work to have those things. You know, I love my back porch. I was out there in that heat, sweating the building, right? I made the money to buy the materials.
Right.
I was out there putting that shit together. And when I sit on that motherfucker, I got the biggest smile on my face and my legs is kicked up high. Because I can look at, I did this.
That's your work.
But if I'd have paid somebody to come in here and put that shit together, I wouldn't have had the same pride. I wouldn't have had the same feel. Yeah, I earned the money to get this here, but I didn't even put the rest, I didn't go the rest of the way on it.
Well, I ain't gonna lie, I'm proud of my back porch too, and I paid for mine.
I hear you. But I guarantee you have a totally different feeling if you
Oh
was
no,
out
I'm
there.
sure I would. I'm
You
sure I
know?
would. I'm sure I would. Just like I do about my track meet and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, all the work you put in that track meet.
I got what
and
you
then
say.
you track day, you out there walking on that field.
Yeah.
And you seeing all the
All the
kids and
people
all
out
the
there.
kids,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
people in the stands, and you sitting back like,
I'll be ready.
I did this.
I'll be ready to cry every year. Every
Yes.
single year.
But now, if you just put out the money and then somebody else put all that together, would you have that same feeling?
No, of course not.
So,
Yeah.
you know, we don't earn anything anymore.
Yeah.
And I think that's the bad part about it.
Yeah.
You know, back in the day when they used to put their own houses up, they had to dig their own wells so they can have water.
Yeah.
They had to get out there and plant their food and tend to that farm and stuff. they earned that. Your
Yeah.
grandpa was earning that.
Oh
food.
yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
that's fresh vegetables.
But this is the new world. We don't earn anything. We just go to Walmart and buy that shit, or we get it off of Amazon.
Yep.
We go to HEB and get that shit. We don't appreciate that shit. We complain. That's why I think that's why there's more complaining today than in the past, because motherfuckers don't understand what it takes to get that thing that they got in their hand they complaining about. They don't understand. Oh, look at this carrot. This carrot is deformed. Yeah, but boy, it sure took a lot to make that deformed ass carrot.
Yeah, yeah.
From a seed to sitting up there. And people don't understand. When you go buy meat, they don't understand the steps that it takes, not only just to raise that meat, feed that meat, house that meat. They don't even understand the process of getting it cut or slaughtering or anything else. You know what I'm saying? When you go fishing, you don't just sit up here, throw a hook in the water, and come out and it's in a package. You got to get that. You got to, look, going fishing starts way before you go out there. You
Yeah.
got to buy the rods and reels. You got to put the line in it. Get your lures and everything together. Get all your stuff together. Then you got to load that truck. You got to go buy bait and ice and everything.
Yeah.
And every step is costing you money. Then you got to go out there and you got to sit and be patient and wait for the fish to bite your line.
Yeah.
Pull that fish in. Now you got a cooler full of fish. The work ain't over with yet.
No.
Now you got to sit up here and clean and gut every last one of them fish. Yeah. Put it on ice and stuff. Bag it and stuff. And you still got to cook it so you can put it in your mouth. There's a lot of steps that people don't understand exist. And they don't.
And now here go the part of that. Now let me add to that. And here go the part of that that would piss you off, probably like Master P was pissed off.
Ooh, I hear it coming.
I don't want that fish right there. I don't want that. I don't want that fish.
I don't eat fish.
It came
fish
out.
is nasty.
Well, no. It didn't come from the store.
Oh, but don't.
So I don't want that. I don't want that. I
want McDonald's fish nuggets.
Oh yeah, I don't want that fresh fish that came fresh out the goddamn water.
And you know what it
right
is.
in front of you. There wasn't nothing fed to these fish to make them grow in 2 weeks. I don't want that fish, that cat. I'd rather eat that bassa than eat this shit. You don't know what that bassa is, do you? That's that old fake catfish, that old China fish. What's the other name? What's the other name for that bassa? What's the sway? Sway.
Oh, sway.
That old sway. There ain't that sway from down there at Restaurant Depot before they eat some real blue cat and channel cat out the damn goddamn tank that you have cooked clean right there in front of them and fried fresh. You know, and you did all that process that you said to get that. And so that makes you feel like you got a child that don't appreciate the effort that you putting in to not only feed them, but to teach them how.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
Teach me how to fish. Mm-hmm. You know, teach me how to fish. You know what I'm saying? And when you say teach me how to fish, you ain't talking about just fishing. You talking about life. You talking about teach me how to live so I don't have to beg people. I don't have to ask people. And I feel like Romeo, in this instance, came up in a family that was learning how to hustle and take the hustle from the streets into a business that ended up creating a legacy, a dynasty of artists and money and good living and they was able to reach out to other artists outside of No Limit, the original No Limit artists, and create even more revenue with people like Snoop and Mystical and all these people. So I feel like Romeo came up in something where his entire family, C Murder, Silk the Shocker, all these guys, whether you like them or not, Silk was, whatever. Silk is different. But you had all these people, Mir X. I love Mir X, you know. You had all these people, Fiend, you know, you had all these people that was successful in this organization. Romeo grew up in a family where he can truly say, like, you had a different upbringing. You had
that silver spoon in your mouth.
Oh, let's be real here now.
For real.
And so when you say you owe me,
I think that's because of that silver spoon in his mouth. Because you've
that's
been
the part
handed,
I'm trying to talk
you've
about.
been handed everything already.
You paid my taxes. You paid your taxes with my money. Yo, you wouldn't have never saw a microphone if it wasn't for this man. And so it's just hard for me to grasp, you know, the fact that this man is saying that his dad owes him when he raised you in a lifestyle that you couldn't have dreamed about, because most kids don't even know where to begin dreaming of a lifestyle that your dad provided for you. They wouldn't even know how to begin. I wouldn't. And I'm 46 years old. I have not lived the stuff that my cousin Chris does with us when I go down to Vegas with him. That shit is amazing to me. I haven't lived like that. I haven't lived like that where we got all kind of cars coming to get us and we sit. Don't get me wrong, when we were doing the music, like we would be in the back and we get some special treatment and all that kind of shit. But like my cousin, he goes and buys these booths in clubs where it's thousands of people and we got a booth sitting right next to the goddamn stage where they doing a concert at. Like we're living like we somebody. And I mean, I'm sitting up here. This the whole time I can't help it because I'm a poor man trying to make it. Man, how the fuck much does this booth cost? That's what I'm thinking. You got all these little girls walking out with these little ass drawers on and bras and they shaking all these bottles with all these the little fire things with the little sparklers hanging out of them, and you got my cousin riding out in a car that these dudes is carrying up the, what I'm saying, for his birthday. And we're in a club full of thousands of people with top artists performing. How the fuck much shit this shit cost? To me, that shit is amazing. When we walk in, there's hundreds of people in line. Chris take us, party probably 8, 10 a lot of times, walk us straight up to the front of that motherfucker. How much did he pay to walk straight to the front? How much did he pay to have constant bottles coming to this booth? How much did he pay to have these girls pouring ice and the whole time? You got 2 or 3 of them over there pouring this stuff. I mean, these ain't no bad looking girls either. These are girls at the top notch. How much did he pay for that? That's something that's new to me. To Romeo is nothing.
Right.
He's been
so why would he
seeing,
even appreciate? Like, I hear the appreciation in your voice.
he's
when
been
you're talking
seeing
about
his life.
Yeah, so
I'm
that's
so
nothing.
grateful that Chris does that for us every year, because that is a highlight for me and Candace. We're not gonna go spend that kind of money on no Vegas room and go out and be in this big old long stretch Hummer that goddamn takes up 3 parking spots. We ain't gonna be in no shit like that. I'm not paying for no shit like that. Wouldn't do it. I don't want it that bad. But since my cousin allows for us to do it with him for his birthday every year, I appreciate it. I mean, it's great.
His birthday and he pulling out the stops for you.
Shit, man.
That's even more appreciation.
When people like that got money, it's a write-off for him. It's a write-off for him. That's a write-off for my cousin. You know what I'm saying? So he wants to enjoy it with his family and friends. So, yeah, cuz, come on. All you got to do is get down here. Shit, we get that goddamn Vegas plane trip. We headed down there every year. We get there. And once we get there, he got us. We go to the dinner. Order what you want on the goddamn thing, cuz that's the first time I ever ordered a tomahawk. Damn near killed myself. I ain't never ordered no steak that looked like it was on the Flintstones before. Until I went down to Vegas with my cousin. And I damn near slaughtered myself because I believe in a happy plate. And I wasn't going to leave that place knowing that my cousin done bought me $100 and some steak. And I didn't, $100? Yeah, cuz you want to get it. It ain't tripping, get it. Yeah, Well, I ain't leaving till I eat this steak.
Oh man, that's a lot of fucking meat.
Oh my God, dog.
You were going meat coma.
I
with
was
that.
stuck.
You was
Stuck.
sweating, huh?
Stuck. Just stuck. Stuck. Oh my God, dog. I sit there and ate that whole goddamn steak.
Oh man, you was miserable.
Oh, I was miserable, dog. I couldn't eat enough greens to get that shit out of me. I couldn't eat enough salad to get it out of me. It was it took me forever to break that down. I could feel it.
Yeah.
I could feel it in me. Oh,
Like
it was
a
like I had
rock.
bit the side of a cow. It was brutal. All right, so I just but what I'm saying is I'm grateful for that opportunity. I'm grateful that he's shown me those things. I always tell him. I had time. I tell him he don't even respond because when I go down
Because
there,
it's nothing to him.
to him, it's not that big
that's
of
the
a
two.
deal.
That's the two different.
It's
sides.
nothing. It's nothing. I go down there to my cousin. This man got goddamn. He got rented out buildings with all kind of cars and shit. It's just shit is crazy, man. It's just a different type. That's his lifestyle because he's done good in the business that he owns, which is building houses. But now we're talking about Master P.
Right. That's a whole another level. Oh, let's take it even higher. Imagine Will Smith kids.
And we'll admit, that goddamn, I fucked up. I fucked up. I fucked up. I mean, his kids literally, they just feel like they could just say and do what the fuck, whatever they want to do. Like, they just, his daughter was writing letters when she was young, saying, please, Tupac, come on, so my mama can be happy. Come on, man. Come on, man. Like that.
That ain't the kids' problem. That was. It's sad that.
It is no doubt. That's on the adult. But my point is, for your child to be calling on another man to come make your mama happy.
Oh man.
What does that say about it's a stabbing that your children are capable of giving you 10 times worse than the stabbing of the normal person. I mean, it almost feels like it is. It feels like the words that can come out your child's mouth can stab you and wound you worse than a true blade in the hands of another person. Yes. That's what it feels like because I'm listening to that and I'm thinking about some of the things that even out there with my kids and you're confused. Because y'all know I can clap, and I ain't talking about in church. Y'all know my mouth. Y'all know I can clap. If I gotta clap, I can clap. I will cut with my mouth when I feel like I'm being disrespected or treated bad. But how bad can you talk to your kids? How much can you cut your kids? You know,
a lot.
You can.
Yeah.
You can.
Yeah.
But do you want to? Do you want to? I know they sometimes will take you there.
Yeah.
But they'll take you there. I know they will. I know some of y'all done cut their goddamn asses up until they look like a whole bunch of baby food. I know you have. And I can't blame you. But I mean, you did it. You did it not because it wasn't with the same anger that it might have been with an adult or a peer of your age group or all that kind of stuff because y'all got into it in the club. You did it out of hurt. You did it out of hurt because you're thinking that you're giving this kid the best you can. You're thinking that you're giving this kid a lifestyle that you would have wanted and appreciated as a child. And that a lifestyle that your mom or your dad or your grandparents or whoever raised you would have really been grateful to have provided to you when you were their age. Now, You know, that's what you're thinking. You know, but their response to what you're doing is causing you to believe that, you know, they don't, not only do they not appreciate what you have done for them up to this point, but that they almost feel obligated to what you have done and more. They feel like you have robbed them of more. Or they feel like you failed at what you have been attempting to do for them, which was more than you had in the first place. And that's like, it's like it's like somebody, it's like a pimp just coming up and just backslapping your ass in the face and just saying, whatever efforts you put in tonight out there wasn't enough. You go watch Goldie. You give them that $50 or $20 or $100. Bitch, get back out there and make some more money. That wasn't enough. It feel like your kids are pimping you. It feel like your kids are living better off your money than you are.
Because they are. Because you made that the goal for your kids to live a better life than you did. So by default, they are living off your money better than you.
Well, now, hold on. Now, when we say live a better life than we're meaning. I want to believe that that's meant that you living a better life than I was living when I was your age. See, you still ain't supposed to be living better off my money than I live now.
Well, that poses a good question. How would Romeo's kids come up?
Shit.
Would Romeo want his kids to live a better life than he lived?
Well, that's what most parents think.
Or I want to give you the same lifestyle that I had when I was a kid.
Well, kids all of a sudden understand when they have kids.
Oh, well, yeah, because epiphanies happen once you have kids. Yeah, you will never understand.
So he'll
until you have
probably
a
be
kid.
saying the same things that his dad
Yep.
is saying now
Yep.
once he have his kids.
And I guarantee you, because we all do it, we go back and say, we know what you was talking about now.
Oh, yeah.
I apologize because I see now. Because you can't see that until.
I'm starting to wonder if somebody, here comes another stabbing. I'm glad you said that. I'm starting to wonder if some of these kids won't say that. I'm starting to wonder if some of these kids have so much pride today that we came back and said, I told my grandpa, man, dude, when I got older, all them old sayings he used to say, that I understand now. He used to back chew on that tongue, just laugh. He laughed. He just laughed. But that made his day that his grandson finally got it. It finally started to click. And I understood a lot of that stuff. And now I wasn't only listening to him, I could laugh with him.
Yeah.
I could laugh with him because now I get it.
Y'all went into a totally different relationship.
Oh, man. Now he was my friend.
Yeah.
Now he was my friend. Now he was that older, almost that older uncle brother type that, you know, I could sit back and say, I get it now, Daddy. I get it. I get it. I get it. You know, and we could laugh. We sit back and I understood the value of a good Western then. And I could sit back, you know, and I could cook us some burgers and sit back in the chair next to him. You know what I'm saying? And we could sit there and watch some Westerns all day long. When I was young, I don't want to watch these old ass people with these clothes on that look like a bunch of beige, dusty coats. I don't want to watch this stuff. But as I got old, now I guess what I'll do, I'll sit back there, I'll sit down here, and I'll watch them same old Westerns sometime when I'm at the house by myself. See, I got to a point before he died that I understood the value of sitting back and just watching something like that. Just watching an old school Western, man. Just, you know, where white people were the thugs. Well, white people were the thugs. Well, they just walk into a saloon and just start pulling their pistol out and shooting up everybody. You know, They wore their red sage or they wore their red whatever, you know what I'm saying? They had their little gangs that ride in on their horses and come in and shooting up folks. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You get an understanding of what thugs came from.
Right.
Okay, you get an understanding of what the hood girls, the ghetto girls came from. Ghetto girls was been going on for a long time in them saloons. Yeah, see, you know, they've been selling monkey a long time. They didn't just start selling monkey today. They, oh, that's that project stuff. No, that was that country western stuff. That's what's been going on. That's been happening. Long time. They've been selling that monkey. So anyway, here we go. Different challenges. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Materialism and spending. Children influence massive spending, and many receive expensive items, leading to a sense of entitlement.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Say that again. Children influence massive spending, and many receive expensive items, leading to a sense of entitlement. When we are buying these things, guys, when we are doing these things, when we have the massive Christmas, when we have the extraordinary birthdays, you know Romeo had some extraordinary birthdays. You know this boy had some birthdays that me and you could only imagine. All this was happening along the way. So when I was stealing your money, if I'm Master P, when I was stealing your money, but I was turning around and giving you $5, $10, $16, $20,000 birthdays, none of that mattered because I'm your dad. None of that mattered. I would ask these questions. I know technically contract-wise it wouldn't. But I mean, you're living a life. So, and here's where I would have got tough. Okay, if I've got to follow this contract, and you mean to tell me that your money is your money and that's how you want it? Motherfucker, when your birthday come around, I'm going to give you $100. And you want to do anything special for your goddamn birthday, goddamn go on out there and do it with your money. That's how I'm going to do it. That's how I'm going to do it. I'll give you, well, I say $100 because it's me. But, you know, he might give him $1,000 or something. Here's $1,000, son. Now you go do what you want to do with your birthday. You know, or if I participate in anything extra, maybe you or your mama gonna pay for it, but it ain't gonna be me. You know, because you got what you were supposed to get through your contract. You know, and so I gave you your $1,000. You know what I'm saying? So you got your money. You do what you want to do. You know, because you're not gonna help No Limit. You're not gonna help the family in any kind of way. That's what you decided. You decided you want your money to be your money. Here's your money. I've already given you a gift. I've given you the opportunity to earn your own money, and you're doing that. Congratulations. You know, you're getting that through my organization. This is my organization. No Limit is mine. So because you're getting what you want through my organization, I'm not going to do no 10,000 anything for you. That's not what we're going to do. I've already put you on a pedestal. I've already put you over a lot of the hurdles that the majority of kids your color, your age are going to have to face as they're growing up in life. So if I've already put you over these things, I'm not going to continue to add to it to where you get what they call a sense of entitlement. That's how I feel. Am I wrong?
I'm not gonna say you wrong. It just made me think of something. I remember as a kid, the kids that lived across the street from me, Christmas time, boy, they would get new bicycles, the latest toys and everything. They just had tons of shit. I ain't getting nothing. In my family, my mom, she cleaned houses. My dad, he cut yards.
Yeah.
That's how money came in the house. And either I was with her at one of the houses that she was cleaning, or I was with my dad out there cutting the grass. If I wanted something, they would get it for me, but it wasn't elaborate like that.
Right, of course.
But looking back on it now, I kept all the stuff that I got because I felt like I worked for it and earned it. Mm-hmm. They shit was broke in 2 weeks after Christmas.
Uh-oh.
And every year you get a bicycle, how you wearing out a bicycle that fast? You know, so you're not even trying to take care of your bike. Like I knew how to fix my bicycle because I only had one.
I knew how to change that flat.
Yeah, I could change the flat. I fix the spokes. I could sit up here and grease and oil the chain and shit. Put it together and take it apart and put it back together. They did. They just had a pile of bicycles in the backyard. So yeah, I think you can create a sense of entitlement in your kids, and that doesn't go away, and it transfers because then now they do the same thing for their kids, and you just keep creating this line of ungrateful ass people for not with just their parents, but for everybody else around them. Because I think a lot of people say online that kids are unappreciative today, and they don't want to work for stuff. But damn, did they have to?
I'm glad you said that. Listen to this one. Listen to this right here. Change parenting. Changed parenting. Okay, parenting has changed. Some experts point to a shift. Listen to this, guys. This is important. Some experts point to a shift from teaching responsibility to over focusing on children's happiness, leading to a lack of coping skills and appreciation.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo!
Yeah.
That one, guys, is huge. That one, guys, is huge. I know, and guys, I'm not going to fault parents for wanting their kids to feel equal. I'm not going to fault parents for wanting their kids to be happy. But what I will fault them for is not teaching, include myself. This is me. This is all of us. Include myself. Is not teaching your kids that your value does not come from the materialistic things that you have. Your happiness should not come only from the things you have. Your happiness still has to be based not just on what you have materialistically, not just where you get to go whenever you want to go, not just what you want to eat whenever you gotta eat, but the people around you that make your life what it is. The people that love you, the people that care about you, knowing and understanding that you have something special that every kid does not have. There are more kids that I see today with two-parent households than I ever saw when I was young.
Right.
That is an absolute fact. That's an absolute fact. I'm just talking about based on the area that I was in and the area that now, of course, you go, oh, Coop, you in Austin now. You grew up in Crockett. But still, guys, I'm telling you, I still don't know a whole lot of people. So for the majority, for the people that I know here and the people that I knew back home, I see way more kids with a two-parent household. And for the ones that have a one-parent household, I still see that one parent tend to get out and do as much as they can, not just working and providing for this child, but also participating and supporting the child in the things that they are doing in the community. Oh, Coop, you just talking sometime. No, I ain't, motherfucker, because I got them on my team. I see them. You think every goddamn one of them kids on my team got two parents in the house? No. I got some that got single dads. I got some that got single moms. And they are making it happen. That means that, think about what we talking about here. That means that mom is going to work, or that dad is going to work. They're getting off work. They're finding some way to get this kid some kind of snack, or make sure they got their water, make sure they got all their clothes, their shoes, all these things. They're getting them to practice. We practice 2 hours. They're getting them back off practice, making sure they got something to eat, getting to bed, get their clothes ready for the next day of school, and getting them off to school while also getting themselves ready for that. There is a lot of effort that's going into these kids today. And is that effort to make them happy? or to teach them responsibility. Those kids I was talking about at A&M at the beginning of the show, they might have been doing it in the beginning to be happy, but I tell you what it's created is some responsible young adults. That's what it has created. That's what it has turned into. And this is what it's supposed to be about. Everything that you're participating in, it is supposed to be about teaching them to be responsible young adults as they're growing up.
So then that poses a different question.
Okay.
You said that parents are trying to make their kids happy.
Yep.
Why? Are they trying to do? Because I think with every parent or every person that even about to have a kid, all say, I'm going to do it different than how my parents raised me. Because everybody got some kind of trauma. Everybody got their own struggle. So are they trying to make their kids happy because
Of
their
what they
parents
went
didn't
through?
try to make them happy when they was younger?
Well, if they had to hear, some of them maybe, you own some now, some of them may be because their parents had to say no to them for multiple things, and because their parents had to say no to them, and they understand how that felt for them, and possibly how it felt for their parents, that they want to make sure that they're in a position to be able to say yes, to these things.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to go without, and I had to feel left out, and my friends had this, and I didn't have anything, and I know how I felt. So because of the trauma that they went through, understanding how they felt when they had to wear the same pair of jeans 2-3 times a week, or their shoes had holes in them, or their shoes were talking at the bottom, the flop coming off the bottom, the sole, they understand that I will never let I'm going to tell you something. Rarely do I ever see a kid now with the sole coming loose at the bottom of their shoes.
Right.
Now you ask and you tell the truth about our generation and how many kids at some point ran around with the sole coming loose at the bottom of their shoes. Boy, especially during the summertime, I was running in shoes. Both of my shoes were talking at times. My mama wasn't about to buy me no brand new pair of shoes to go out there and run around in them goddamn streets. Boy, the hard in front of my feet were hard as hell because both of them were talking. She wasn't going to give me no another pair of shoes until school was getting ready to start.
Right.
She wasn't buying me no new pair of shoes for that. So, and I mean, you can say, well, Coop, she could have got you a pair of $10, $15 shoes. Well, yeah, she probably knew I still didn't want to wear those. So she said, well, you do wear them same old pair of Nikes out there. Them old ones you got on, you just wear them. So with that being said, you got kids now, I see this with my own eyes. They got $80, $90 pair of shoes just to go outside and play. Mm-hmm. Just to go outside and run around. This ain't their school shoes. This is a different world we live in. It's a different world. There's more money being made, but there's also more that's being bought. And is these things lining our kids up to, once again, stab us in the back for the lack of the appreciation that they have for the things that you're purchasing for them?
Yes. You keep asking simple questions.
I want to make sure. I want to make sure. These are things you got to keep bringing it back. You got to keep bringing it back because you got to remind people of where you're going with this. Constantly. Why are you upset with your kids? Remind them again. This is why they go to church every week. Remind them again. Remind them again. Remind them again that if you pray, if you do this, if you do that, the Lord is going to take your soul. The Lord is going to take you up to heaven. You are going to live an eternal life. I got to be reminded again why I got to be nice to this goddamn dude that keep looking at me like he want to touch me. He want to say something to me at the job. I really want to put my paws on him. But the Lord say if I do right, I'm going to be in heaven with him. I'm going to have a home in heaven with him. So you have to be going to church constantly every week to remind him. So we got to constantly remind these parents, why my goddamn kid that's so ungrateful? Maybe because everything you do is to make them happy instead of make them responsible. Last one on my end. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say your favorite film, Fences.
Oh.
I mean, I think that's just the nature of the beast, is that you raise these kids, and eventually that's going to happen because you have to have that rift for them to leave out and go out into the world on their own. And you know they're not ready, but
Well, now
they gotta
Denzel
go.
was fucked up though.
Maybe, but
He was
wasn't-
fucked up in that movie.
It was still the same thing. He did put food on the table. He put a roof over his head. He did all these things because that was his son. However, his son didn't really want to follow what he wanted him to do.
He would that I truly believe that son would have did everything that Denzel told him to do, and then some if Denzel just would have supported him. Denzel never told the boy he loved him.
Right.
He never went into his football games. Didn't even want him to play football. Wanted him to go get a regular job.
Right.
He didn't want him to do any of that. But yet Denzel talked about his history of sports all the time. So he's like these I call them trackheads in track.
That
They
makes
can't
sense,
stop
though.
talking about themselves. They 40, 50, 60 years old and they still sit back in the corner having conversations about themselves and they got a kid lined up about to run in the next heat. You know, you can't get past your time. Your time is done. Denzel, invested in your child now. When you missed out because opportunities weren't there when you were playing, you know, to do this. But now your son has his opportunity. He has an opportunity to go to college. His mom is 10 toes down behind him, but you not behind him. You feel like all you supposed to do is put food on the table for him and put a clothes on his back and a shelter over his head, and that's good enough.
No, he raised that child just like all the rest of the parents who are saying, I want to do things differently than how my childhood was. And he was trying to protect his son from that hurt of not making it. He didn't make it. He didn't want his son to fall in that same trap. That's why he was pushing him. No, just go get you a job. That way, you know what I'm saying?
But
he was
wasn't-
teaching based on his childhood.
And that trauma, yeah. And I would agree with you there. But he wasn't happy though.
Yeah. He wasn't happy.
See, so going to get a job and talking about what could have been is what you do now, even as an older man. You're an older man now. Like you probably he was at least 40s, early 50 maybe. Yeah. So as an older man now, you know, you're still talking about what could have been. Boy, I could hit that ball. Boy, I could do this. Boy, I could do that. Sit your old ass down somewhere. Your son is out here catching that ball or tackling somebody with that ball right now. But yet you're still talking about you. And so what I'm saying is, yes, he might have been trying to save his son from that trauma, but what he wasn't recognizing is his son was out there putting the work in and his son wanted to do this. And his son had his mind made up. And so instead of fighting him on this is like telling that girl that is so attracted to this old hoodlum ass boy, you can't be with that boy now. Why not, Daddy? I don't give a damn. Why not? Don't matter. Just sit your ass down. You can't. What's she gonna do? Sneak out the back window or sneak him in? She got to know. All you doing now is making her more curious. You gonna walk outside that door one morning and you gonna find her heels behind her ears in the back of his car. Or in a park. Behind your house. Behind a tree. In the grass. By the pond. Behind the school. On the school bus. At the church, somewhere, that boy gonna tap that ass because you ain't did nothing but tell her that she can't be with him, but you didn't tell her why she couldn't be with him. You didn't tell her what you was concerned about. You didn't explain nothing. You just said no. Now, if you do that, and that's what Denzel was saying to me, he was saying no. His trauma might have been the reason, but his pride won't allow him to explain his trauma to the boy. So when you don't explain, which is what old folks did back then, do it because I say so, motherfucker. I ain't got to tell you nothing. That's what old folks did back then. You just shut up and you do it because I said so. You know? And this will be the same person in Denzel's case that was dropping the check off but going out and getting a woman pregnant and bringing a baby home. Nigga, you ain't doing right yourself.
And
You still ain't doing right. Matter of fact, you ain't doing right to the point to now you're not only hurting yourself, but you're hurting my mama. And you want me to listen to you? That's the same thing that happened in Love and Basketball.
And then you got that parent that's creating the next parent who was hurt from that, and they want to do things different. And then that parent's creating the next parent.
It's just gonna be a cycle of bullshit.
And then here we are now.
It's a cycle of bullshit. It's a cycle of bullshit. I get it. It's an absolute cycle of bullshit. Last one. Less discipline. A perceived decrease in consistent discipline and chores contributes to sense of entitlement. Goddamn kids, you got a bed, kids, goddamn wash dishes now.
Yeah.
You got a bed, kid. How many dishes do you think Romeo washed?
None.
How many times do you think Romeo took out the trash?
None.
How many times do you think Romeo mowed the yard?
Probably none.
How many times do you think Romeo washed the car?
Probably none. Well, you know what? He probably washed the car.
His own?
Yeah.
At 15?
Yeah.
His own? How many times did he have
For
to
a
get
video.
outside and wash his mama's car or his daddy's car?
Probably none. But then you can't be mad at Romeo because, and then Pastor P with that look on his face, maybe that wasn't a look of hurt because his son stabbed him in the back. Maybe it was a look he stabbed his own self in the back because he didn't put in the right mechanisms to his child not to be like that. You know? That's you reach behind yourself, your own self in the back. And as a parent, you look back at it.
We some punk ass
it's easy
parents.
for you to say it though.
It ain't no might be. It's the truth. We some punk ass parents today. There ain't no doubt about that. We have, I think some of these kids when we were younger had to watch this shit so much. We don't want shit, man. I don't want my kid to have to go through the shit I went through.
As soon as you buy a house, the first thing you got is a dishwasher and a backup in the garage.
And them motherfuckers won't even wipe them off rinse them off before they put them in a dishwasher. Take the whole plate full of goddamn ketchup and mustard and pinto beans and just throw that whole son of a bitch up in the goddamn boy, you talking about something now. See, this the kind of stuff, guys, you gotta ask yourself. You gotta ask yourself. And this is all of us, guys. I promise you, I'm not trying to act like the perfect parent, but I am willing to have the discussion. Because I ain't. Trash. I don't care how many books you read. Excuse me. I don't care how involved you are. It does not mean that you're going to have the effect that you were hoping to have when raising your children. I don't give a damn. That is the absolute truth. I know it from my situation, and I know it from so many situations that I have seen along this journey of working with youth. I've seen a bunch of good people that were doing good things that are attempting to raise children out here that in their minds they feel like they failed because their kids are living a lifestyle that makes them feel like they are not appreciated.
But you know, going back to Wednesday night, and one of the comments we got said that a lot of men are not emotionally intelligent. Where do we teach our kids emotional intelligence? Is that right after the financial responsibility class?
Let me. I can see this is gonna keep. Let me.
It's like, and then we get disappointed. I can't believe you in all this debt. Well,
okay, let's look up the definition on this first. Emotional intelligence is the skill of understanding and managing your own emotions and recognizing and influencing the emotions of others, allowing you to navigate social situations, build relationships, and make sound decisions by blending feelings with thinking. It involves recognizing your feelings, understanding their impact, managing impulses, empathizing with others, and handling interactions effectively, which boosts communication, reduces stress, and improves overall success.
Did Denzel Washington have emotional intelligence in that
No.
movie?
Absolutely not.
And so if he didn't have it, there's no way he was able to teach his child.
Hell no.
You know what I'm saying? It's like
And you're not gonna be, yeah, and therefore
cycle.
nothing wasn't nothing Denzel doing boosting communication. Yeah, it wasn't gonna boost no
if
communication.
anything, shutting it down.
Yeah, it was shutting down the communication.
But if we really sit back and look at it,
Did he
how
want-
many times we do that today? You know what I'm saying? Like, if a kid is sitting up here, and kids do it, especially when they're young. They say, why? Why this? Why that? They're curious. How many times we shut them down?
Yeah.
And today's parents is more of, here, take this, right? Because they let the phone or the tablet or the game system sit up here and pacify them, so they ain't got to sit up here and have that communication or teach them that emotional intelligence or financial responsibility or anything else. I ain't know shit about credit. They definitely don't teach it in school.
Hell no.
You know what I'm saying?
I was 10,000 in the hole by the time I knew. I thought it was free money. I thought it was free money. Boy, I was wrong.
And so, since we don't teach it, our kids grow up and say, I don't want to do like my parents. I'll make sure I have everything for my kids, and they ain't never gonna have to worry about nothing. But you still ain't teaching them financial responsibility or emotional intelligence. You know, we keep repeating the cycle. So I like that definition. So you can sit here and reflect on it and start thinking about what you're doing and how you can change it. I think that's the most important thing. Is we need to stop, take a second, reflect on what we doing, and figure out how we can change it. Because ain't nothing gonna change unless we change ourselves. We can look at everybody on the outside, but at the end of the day, walk in the bathroom and meet the person that's really the cause of your problems. And as soon as we can sit up here and admit that,
The cause
we
of
can start
your
making a
problem and the
change.
cause of your relationship problems.
Oh, cause of everything.
The cause of your problem, the cause of relationship problems. Like y'all can be. I want a lot of people to, and I'm in with this, and I'll let Do Right take us out. But I want a lot of people to really sit back and think about, what problems do you really have at home? What problems do you really have in life? And then I want you to think about if the kids were gone. Now ask yourself that again. What problems do you really have? What problems do you have with your spouse or your significant other if the kids are totally gone? How were things, remember things before the kids came? Or if the kids were already there when y'all met, just think about if the relationships that you had prior to you having these kids and how they were and what was fun about those relationships, what made you even get into those relationships. And look at this person that you lay next to at night and wonder if it can be this way once the kids are gone. And if it's that way, I suggest, because this is one thing that I know works, I suggest that you seriously sit down with whoever your significant other is. Because Master P, I know him and his wife broke up. But if y'all are still hanging in there, or if it's just you, some way, somehow, y'all have got to sit down together and you have got to set some boundaries. I know this to be true. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. And you have got to be on one accord. You two have got to be united, or you got to be solid in your boundaries. Now you can look at you can look at the intervention, when families are bringing this drug addict or this alcoholic in for their intervention, and you can say they first start out with telling their stories, how they love them, how they miss them, the person that they used to be before this drug took over their life. And then they say, you have got to change. We will change with you. We are going to change no matter if you change or not. Here is my demands. If you do not change, there will be consequences. We can no longer be involved with you. Because you are not only ruining your life, but because we love you, you're ruining our lives. And we have got to stand on solid ground now. We have got to make our demands. We have got to set these consequences, and we have got to stand by them. Meaning we got to salute the real. We got to be real now. Because you are fucking up my peace. So what am I going to do to change this? I have got to make sure you understand what I'm going through, and I refuse to let you continue to stab me in the back. And I think that's what Master P finally did. I think he told Romeo that if that's how you feel, I'm done. I think that's what he told his ex-wife. If that's how you feel, I'm done. I refuse to listen to people that only talk to me when they want something. When they want to feed off me. Leech off me. Instead of love me. You cannot let these kids leech off you forever. You cannot let these kids continue to push that knife further and further in your side, hoping that someday it's just going to finally click. It may click, but it don't need to click behind your doorknobs. It need to click outside of your doorknobs. At some point, guys, you got to move on with your life, and you have got to send this kid out in that world and say that I am not going to continue to allow you to live better off my money than I do. You are ruining my life. I'm not telling you got to tell the kid that, but I am saying you got to accept it. You got to accept it. At some point, I don't know when that's going to be for you. That's different for everybody. But if you have this feeling that Master P, I believe, had when he had that look on his face looking at Romeo. And like Do-Right said, that could go either way. That could go either way. That could be Master P saying, what the fuck did I create here? This is on me. What the fuck did I create? Or that could be him saying, I can't believe this little nigga is saying this shit. Because I can't treat him like some thug guy in the streets. He's my son. But at the same time, he's treating me like he don't know what the fuck I did for him for the last 18, 20, 21 years. So what do I do? I know one thing. I can't tell you exactly what you should do, but I know life is too short to be sitting here miserable in your own house. I know that. And at some point, you're going to have to stand the fuck up. And that means to everybody. Kids included. Shit.
Life is hard. Yeah, that's it. Life is hard. It's hard to do anything. It's hard to get out the bed in the morning. Shit, it's hard. And it ain't gonna get any easier. I ain't got no words of wisdom. That's it, man. This shit is hard.
Life is hard, but it's plenty fair. It's plenty fair. It's adapting to it. It's understanding it. It's understanding that nothing is given. Nothing. Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, it's hard. It ain't supposed to be easy. My grandpa used to say if it was easy, we'd all be doing it.
We all doing it.
We're doing life, but we ain't doing good. Everybody's doing life, but everybody ain't doing good.
Yeah,
And so he anything that no, grandpa, I'm getting into this new business. It's this. Oh, and I'm gonna make a lot of money. Shit, if it was that easy, everybody be doing it, son. He say that all the time. Cause these harebrained schemes, these quick money, these get rich quick schemes, these pyramid schemes that used to come out all the time back then. Oh, Dad, I'm gonna sell this insurance. Shit. He tell me in a minute, shit. If it was that easy, son, everybody be doing it. Life ain't easy. Do right is absolutely right. Life is hard and it's getting harder. It's getting harder because it's getting harder to make ends meet. It's getting harder to buy some groceries. I went last night after I got off work because I was hungry. Shit, I was hungry late at night. I went last night after I got off work and bought a bag of chips, some cheese. I wanted some cheese. I wanted some of that cheese, that cheese in the little jar, and some chips. Yeah, the cheese dip and some chips. I had a taste for them chips and cheese.
$10.
And shit. And I bought one of the little ham and cheese sandwiches. One little ham and cheese sandwich. The little cut up ham sandwich. Those are the only 3 things I bought, guys. $19 and some change.
Damn, bruh.
I spent a whole 20 on a little ham sandwich, a bag of chips, and some cheese.
100 is the new 20, and the 20 is the new 1.
You got to put it in perspective, guys. Listen to what he just said. You got to put it in perspective. That means that 5 bags of those Doritos, 5 jars of that cheese, and 5 of those sandwiches would have cost me a Ben Frank. Hell no, life ain't easy. Hell no, it ain't easy. But it's plenty fair. Because guess what I could have did? Guess what I could have did?
You went to an HEB and got it cheaper?
I could have took my ass to HEB and got a whole loaf of bread, a whole thing of sandwich meat. Came to the house where I got mayo and mustard already in the refrigerator.
Hell, even if you would have bought it there, it still would have been cheaper.
No. It wouldn't have been cheaper at the corner store.
No, at HEB.
Oh, yeah.
If you'd have bought the mayonnaise, the mustard.
Oh, yeah,
the bread,
mayonnaise, mustard. Yeah.
You could have bought a head of lettuce,
Yeah.
a big bag of chips, and dip.
Well, now
Yeah,
them Doritos pretty high wherever you go now. You look at them, they went up.
But still, everything else is cheap.
Yeah.
So it balances out, but it still would have been cheaper. And you could have had 5 sandwiches. You could have had the amount of chips you get in that little bag that you got at the convenience store. You got that big bag. You can still split that up, and it still would have been cheaper than $100.
Yeah, and that's why it's plenty fair. That's why it's plenty fair. Preparation, doing the things that you need to do.
Putting in the work.
That's
what it is.
Getting your ass up and going to the grocery store. That's preparation. That's what we're saying. Prepare the kids so the kids don't turn around and stab you in your goddamn back.
You know what's even crazier? If you would have ordered those chips, that sandwich, and that dip through DoorDash, how much would it cost you?
Oh, shit. I don't know.
Shit. For just those 3 things, you'd have paid damn near $50, $60. And that's the tripped out thing. But if you get up and go to the corner store, it's cheaper. Then you drive a little bit further and get out the car and go into HEB, it'd be even cheaper.
So it's just about doing the work.
Yeah.
It just comes down to doing the work. So life is plenty fair, but you got to do the work. And that's with everything in your life. That's with trying to save an extra $1 by going to get some snacks or going to get an actual meal. And also by working with your kids. Teaching them responsibility. Teaching them to be grateful. Teaching them to show appreciation. Because you'll say it in a minute. Parents will say it in a minute. I don't need a pat on the back for being a parent. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You don't need your parent. You don't need your kids giving you no award, but you do need your kids to feel appreciative of the things that you are doing, what you are sacrificing to make sure that they have what you feel is the best quality of life that you can give them. You absolutely need that, and you deserve that. You deserve that. You made me finish twice. You go. You got
I ain't got
anything
nothing
else?
else. No,
All right, guys.
Well,
Well, hey, man. Y'all take what y'all take this and you know, like I said, just looking at I look at Master P, as a hip hop hero for a lot of the stuff that he did. I'm sure some people got negative thoughts of Master P, just like they got negative thoughts of any other artist out there. It's gonna be some good and bad, but I look at him as a mogul. I look at him as somebody that created something amazing coming out of Louisiana, and I think he was exceptional. But just like any other person who's found success, there's a lot that comes with success, and all of it ain't good. And on our level, coming down a level on the normal person level, it's the same. Yes, we might be doing a lot better than what some of our parents did back when they were raising us, but are we doing the same for our kids? Are we doing, are we teaching them some of those ground rooted things that keeps them, that creates stability, that creates a humbleness, that creates, responsibility, that it creates integrity, that it creates appreciation for what people do for you, because nobody has to do a goddamn thing for you. Are we teaching them those things? Those are the things that I hope that come out of today. I hope that somebody can sit back and have a conversation about these things, because I guarantee it's going on in pretty much every household that got kids in it in one way or another. All right. So we appreciate y'all listening to us today. Continue to follow us, continue to share these videos if you like what we're doing and you feel like it's provides some quality information or just having a good time. All right, like, share, whatever we do. Subscribe to the page on YouTube, Live with the Coopers. Until then, guys, we'll come back with you on Wednesday, and we'll try to do it better. And to this, salute the real.